Today, let's talk about how each season has a beginning, a middle, and an end. Hi, my name's Melina, and welcome to my channel, Homesteading Farm Life. Our videos are all about homesteading, our 40-acre farm, and our animals. Follow our journey and learn how to homestead on your farm or in your backyard. Be sure to subscribe to my channel by clicking on the link below. As you know, I like to break my work up on the homestead. I don't like to be overwhelmed. I can't put too many things on my plate at once because then I won't get anything done and it makes me feel unproductive. So I break up the tasks and activities that I need to do based on the time of year. And living on the homestead, I have come to realize that even though we have 4 seasons, each season basically has 3 parts: a beginning, a middle, and an end. As long as you're not in zones, say 8 through 10, here are some pretty basic ways that you can tell what part of the season that you're in. Early winter is pretty simple. There is pretty much no plant growth to speak of, and your temps are below 40 degrees for the most part, 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, whenever you reach the middle of winter, your temps are starting to freeze, your ground temps are getting cold, and the ground soil is starting to freeze intermittently. Our air temps have reached below freezing, and there is still no plant growth. And I don't know about you, but for me, growing is one of the best parts of homesteading. So it's really hard for me in winter to just see everything covered in white. Even though it's really pretty, I really like plants better. Now in late winter, we still have no grass growth, but we will see some cold hardy plants starting to emerge from the soil, getting ready for spring. The soil temperature typically stays 40 degrees or below at this point. However, you will see like surface thaws on the ground wherever it's sunny. So you know that the sun is starting to warm things up, and we are definitely in late winter. And then your air temps in late winter start to rise above freezing. And so this is the time when I get really excited because I know that spring is just around the corner. Now, in early spring, our cool season grasses are starting to grow. The ground temp is above 40 degrees, and if you live near farming, you will start to see grain being planted. With or without a calendar, I always know whenever it's spring by the air temperature and by the farmers around me. Now, by the middle of spring, your cool season grasses should be really big. The temperature of your soil should be above 50 degrees, and the farmers around you will be planting corn. At this time, I start my garden. I start putting my bulbs that couldn't winter back into the ground, and I really started my yard. The middle of spring is my absolute favorite part of the year. Late spring, right before summer starts, the farmers are going to start planting their alfalfa. Your soil temp is going to be above 60 degrees, and all those cool season grasses are going to be mature, grown all the way big and beautiful out on your homestead. And that brings us to early summer. Right after the very last frost is basically when you know that early summer has started. Farmers have already cut the first alfalfa harvests, and our soil temps are going to be above 70 degrees Fahrenheit. In the middle of summer, temps are going to be over 75 degrees. All of those new warm weather grasses that are growing are starting to explode. And you can definitely tell that things are getting hot on the homestead. In late summer, you're going to notice air temps are going to drop in the evenings whenever you go outside to have a little bonfire in the evening, it's not going to be really hot and muggy and sweaty anymore. It's going to start to be cooler. Also, in late summer, you're going to see your warm weather grasses are going to start slowing down their growth rate, and those cool weather grasses are going to start exploding from the ground. Early fall, those warm weather grasses are going to completely stop growing, and the cool weather grasses are going to continue to rise. This is going to add such a beautiful array of colors to your homestead with all of the fall leaves and grasses changing around you. And your soil temps are going to be about 70 degrees Fahrenheit or below. And that brings us to the middle of fall, which is basically the very first hard frost. That's kind of how I gauge when the middle of fall is. That first hard frost comes, I know my vegetable garden is done for the year completely. Them cold hardy vegetables, I do not live in a zone where they will last all winter. So I know that if I do not have them out of the ground by then, that I need to get them out of the ground and go get them to the chickens because they're no longer good for us. Your air temps are going to be about 60 degrees or below Fahrenheit, and your cool season grasses, they're going to kind of stop growing at this point. And finally, that brings us to late fall. You're going to have freezing air temps in the evenings whenever it's cooler, and your daytime soil temp is going to be about 50 degrees or below. Understanding that with the 4 seasons comes these different parts of each season, the beginning, the middle, and the end, will really help you to plan out what you're doing on the homestead and not get overwhelmed with all the tasks that you have to perform. Share with me your thoughts. I would love to know, what is your favorite season, what's your favorite time of that season, and what's your favorite thing to do during that time? For me, it's the middle of spring whenever I can finally start planting. Thank you for watching today's video on homesteading farm life. Please share this video with your friends and click that thumbs up button below. If you're interested in homesteading and farming, why don't you join our journey by clicking the subscribe button and then choosing the little bell icon so you never miss a video. Maybe you're interested in more than just watching homesteading videos. Maybe you want to make some homesteading friends. Why don't you join me on Facebook in my homesteading Facebook group? I will include a link to the group down in the video description.